Hello everyone and hello back. We are up to video 4 today in our series about anxieties in children. Mariana here from Change Naturopathy, and today our topic would be about one of the causes of anxieties in children and adults, what is environmental toxins exposure, and how that actually causing the development of mental health and anxieties. Your child's immune system is really very important, and it's their body's defense system, their protection, and their personal bodyguard. Same goes for the adults, of course. And their immune system's job is to protect them from infections and health problems that causing viruses, caused by viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites, and other toxins. Unfortunately, the world we're living in is full of toxins, and we're exposed to those toxins every day, and our kids are exposed to those toxins every day. And those toxins definitely compromise our immune system and increasing our risk and our children's risk of infection and illness and diseases, including mental health diseases. So toxins are one of the major factors that may disrupt and weaken children's immunity, and they are all around us. So we are exposed to them, and our children are exposed to them every day, as I said, from industrial pollutants, heavy metals in the air that we breathe. Obviously we can't live without air, to the radioactive elements and pharmaceutical drugs traces found in our water supplies, highly processed and genetically modified, and pesticides and hormones loaded foods that we eat, convenient food that we eat. So they're all hiding in non-organic food, pesticides, herbicides, hormones, antibiotics. They are in our air, and hiding in our homes as a mold, air pollution, cigarette smoke. And they are also in our tap water, as I mentioned, if we don't do proper filtration, in our plastic packaging that we use for our foods, in our dental fillings, conventional body beauty products, cleaning products, and any other household products. As we and our children and our all families become more exposed to those chemicals and products and the toxic chemicals in food, air, water, we definitely can see increasing rate of chronic diseases in the population, like cancer, heart diseases, chronic fatigue syndrome, mental health disorders like anxiety, autism, ADHD, autoimmune disorders. For example, histamine is released by our mast cells, our white blood cells from the immune system that by exposure to the mold or other toxins, and can cause many significant symptoms due to production of many toxic substances in individuals with mental health issues like anxiety or ADHD or autism or depression. And this can be aggravated by histamine containing and releasing foods also, and there are many of them what I will be discussing in tomorrow in our next video. And other common environmental toxins that affects brain function and even endocrine hormonal function come in the form of common household cleaners, grooming products, and contaminated tap water. This can cause, again, weaken and dysfunction of your immune system and inflammation in the body, and even can cause nutrient deficiencies. So what is very important is to educate as many people as possible, and for you guys to also educate yourself about all those environmental toxins that we are exposed every day in our life, and what we can do about it, how we can reduce that load. So where are the sources of many of those toxins, and how they impact our child's health and our health. It is definitely impossible to avoid all the toxins that we expose, but some of them we can avoid. We can replace for the more natural products in our family use. And after that, what is important also is to provide proper detox, open up and provide proper detox pathways and drainage pathways to eliminate all those toxins. So that comes to drinking enough clean water during the day, having proper daily exercise, and feeding yourself and your family with locally produced and organic foods. So many environmental toxins like pesticides, heavy metals, antibiotics are contaminating our water and our food, and this leads to adverse health effects like digestive disorders, like oxidative stress, increased inflammation, autoimmune disorders, and some of these worst environmental toxins that might affect and weaken immune system of our children and our whole family, and causing those chronic diseases like anxiety, that is our main topic here, and many other behavioral issues, especially in children. However, if we keep our gut health and our digestive health healthy, balanced, and if we have enough good microbiome going on there, the toxic effect on many contaminants by and strengthening our gut health and strengthening in that way our immune system would prevent harmful effects of those toxins that we are exposed to every day. What I will be going deeper into that topic about gut health and mental health issues in 2 days in our video 6. So I will now list and mention some of the main environmental toxins that we are exposed to every day. So for example, glyphosides that are well known, that have been widely used for crops everywhere around the world. It's mostly widely produced chemical in the world that acts and really badly on our immune system and disrupts our immune system. It is weed killer that's mostly used for and is used as ingredients in other pesticides and herbicides for growing the food and crops all around the world. So I will talk about the effects of the glyphosides coming from food what we eat tomorrow, but also this glyphosate could be really coming into our body through our largest organ, or actually through our skin. It does absorb a lot. Our skin is largest organ and absorbs a lot, and absorbance is not really a problem, but actually permeability of our skin is the problem that can really invite through many different chemicals and toxins. So not only absorbing our skin, not only absorbing the substances that is in contact, but also allows them through the skin and going deeper into the subcutaneous fatty layers, and because many of non-fat soluble substances that are carcinogenics are presenting very huge problem that are actually coming into our body through our skin. Even that Environmental Protection Agency was claiming that glyphosides are not really a risk to human health. World Health Organization actually demonstrated that they are, and they are carcinogenic. They have a carcinogenic effect on us and our bodies. Another environmental toxin that is quite spread all around the world and really is present here in New Zealand, it's molds. Mold and mycotoxins, which are the toxins compounds that are produced by mold, are some of the most prevalent toxins in our environment that really affecting our immune system and our health and health of our children especially. Those mycotoxins are specific type of fungus like mold, and they are very adaptable and can grow anywhere as long as conditions are very humid, wet, damp, and warm. So that's really particularly very good environment here in New Zealand, especially in North Island, Northland and Auckland. They are often found in our bathroom, in our walls, ceilings, in a damp basements, in damp rooms, in the basements, in a wallpaper, kitchen, ceiling tiles, fiberglass, and sometimes they're hidden, so you can't really see them always. Like sometimes you can see them on the ceiling or the walls of the houses, but sometimes they're hidden behind. So many people don't know that they're living in a mold affected houses, and they find out very often when their children have start having health issues and behavioral issues, and then after that they are prompt to find and investigate if there is a mold problem in their houses. So they may also grow in our foods after harvesting or before storage of our foods, and then in that way they also pose very big health risk and may cause many symptoms, from respiratory symptoms, from headaches, fatigues, hormonal issues and mental health issues, especially in children. Then we're coming to another group of chemicals that we expose all the time, what are called phthalates. Phthalates are a group of chemicals that are incredibly toxic and can weaken our immune system very easily. And they are found mostly in cosmetic products, but may be found in products like toys, plastic toys, vinyl flooring, in food packaging, pharmaceuticals, personal care products like a nail polish, hairsprays, aftershave lotions, soaps, shampoos, perfumes, and many other fragrances, fragrant preparations. So they're added to those plastic products like food packaging and plastic toys to increase flexibility, to durability and longevity. So there is an ongoing research about these chemicals and their toxic effects, and according to some studies done in the past, those toxic phthalates may have adverse health effects and are known as carcinogens. So pesticides, phthalates, UV filters, excuse me, and other known carcinogenic substances from sunscreens were found in a high concentration in human breast milk from the mothers who use cosmetic products during their pregnancies, and that concentration was above the safe limit for adults. So can you imagine how that actually affected the baby in the tummy? This is just what was found in the mother's milk, without more direct connection with the cord, umbilical cord that will provide more information during the pregnancy. But there is some research done in 2004, I need to read my notes, where a total of 287 chemical substances were found in the umbilical cords of 10 newborn babies that were randomly picked and selected, and umbilical cords, samples of blood of those umbilical cords was collected, and after that was cut, what was found in there is many pesticides, consumer products, ingredients, and waste from burning coal, gasoline, and garbages. Of those 287 chemical details in those umbilical cords, 108 causes cancer in humans or animals, and 217 are toxic to the brain and nervous systems, and 208 causing birth defects or abnormalities development in many animal testing. So that doesn't sound really good for babies and for mothers who are exposed to those environmental toxins. We're going now next on heavy metals that are one of the major toxins that you may get exposed throughout your life. Heavy metals are metals which density is higher than 5 grams per cubic centimeters or more, and in large amounts they have adverse effects on living organisms on our human body. They definitely weaken our immunity, and being harmful, they doesn't have any useful content in our body, so they don't need to be in our body. Obviously, doesn't have any beneficial roles. According to some study done back in 2014, heavy metals interferes with normal biological processes and heavy toxic effects. So they bind to proteins in our body that would otherwise be activated by normally occurring minerals like zinc and magnesium that are absolutely necessary for many hundreds and 200s chemical reactions that is happening in our bodies. And many of us are actually deficient of zinc and magnesium because our soils are depleted from these important minerals. They can cause also oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, and many other diseases. So some common heavy metals that you may encounter and that have effects on your children or on yourself is, for example, lead. Found in the lead-containing paints, contaminated tap water, cosmetics, contaminated food, tobacco products. Then arsenic found in pesticides, commercially grown produce, apple juice, rice products, glasswork, smelting, semiconductor production. Mercury, of course, you know about mercury, found in your dental fillings, amalgams, found in large seafoods, so in tuna, for example, and some vaccines. Cadmium could be found in tobacco, metalworks, battery manufacturers, contaminated foods. Aluminium found in some vaccinations too, antiperspirants, deodorants that many of us use. Municipal tap water, canned foods and drinks, and some processed foods. Organophosphates, another category of really bad chemicals, are substances with very toxic effects, and they are produced by the reaction between phosphoric acid and alcohol. And back in 1930s, they were found and used as killing the insecticides, very difficult for me to pronounce, sorry, but during the Second World War they were developed and used as neurotoxins by German military. So they could affect neuromuscular transmission by acting as inhibitors of some reactions in our bodies. Some of those chemicals are used as pesticides or insect killers in both households and agricultural applications. So, according to some research, long-term exposure to those chemicals can lead to serious neurological, neuropsychological, psychiatrist outcomes, and short-term exposure may produce negative outcomes also for health, especially for children. So another study and another survey found that chemicals that are known to disrupt brain development are definitely lead, mercury, those organophosphates, phthalates, and many other. And they are actually disrupting the brain development of the baby while it's still in the mother's tummy. So 90% of those pregnant women were assessed, and in 90% of the pregnant women, 62 chemicals were detected in the levels. They are much higher than accepted levels for the human being. So there are many more that I don't have time to mention today, and but I mentioned some of the usual products that you will find in your bathrooms, but just let me put some more lights enlightening. So many products that we find, that you can find in your bathroom, like nail polish, nail products and nail removers. So you should warn your daughters that shouldn't be used, especially when they're young, and it's not good for anybody, for us adults also, because they are combine nearly every known carcinogenic substance listed in one bottle. So at minimum they have toluene, formaldehyde, synthetic colors, and many more. So it's very important to be aware of that and not use those products if not necessary, especially when they can have a permanent damage and have a permanent damage on our endocrine system. And today many people and many women are affected with endocrine disorders. Sunscreen and sunblocks, we all know about them. So they are loaded with chemicals, especially with estrogenic ingredients that mimic estrogen, the hormone found in the woman body. Preservatives like formaldehyde, BPAs, in other things, colors, fragrances. So the most available commercial sunscreens pose really high risk to our health and health of our children. And especially when you think about it, we use them to prevent skin cancers, but actually we're causing on other way cancers somewhere else in our body by using them with loading all those chemicals onto our skin and our body. Then another group there is antibacterial hand washes, hand sanitizers, and cleansers, and among the worst, especially those that are used and marketed for use in children population. And funny enough, we know very well that this year we were loading and using lots of these hand sanitizers, and that was really propagated to be used lots. So they generally contain many different chemicals that I don't need to pronounce here for you because you won't remember probably. But in addition, there is no also evidence at all for their benefits, and they are creating dangerous strains of antibiotic resistant bacteria, and actually killing all good bacteria necessary to be populated in our gut. So we should be avoiding them as much as possible, or using the natural product hand sanitizers, natural hand sanitizers made from essential oils or something like that. Commercial laundry products, they are loaded with chemicals. They're chemical cocktails, and many of us don't know that because we don't read ingredient list. They harm people, pets, environment, and we should really be avoiding them and using the natural options. So there's one of the way to improve the health of your family and home. So how much of these chemicals is too much in our human body? There's no answer really, right or wrong for that. We are surrounded by household cleaners, laundry products, air fresheners, nail polishes, shampoos, soaps, body washes, deodorants, toners, facial creams, perfumes, and all unnamed artificial fragrances blends. What is interesting that there are around 4,000 fragrances ingredients disclosed in some list of fragrance association, and many of them are known to cause really serious health damage and problems, respiratory difficulties, cancers, hormone imbalances. But many of those producers can just use word fragrance, and by using word fragrance in ingredients list doesn't mean that it's only one fragrance. This means that can be, who knows, 10, 15, 50 of those fragrances combined together in that just one statement saying fragrance. So that's really, really bad. And of course, all those fragrances are used in a personal products, in a home products, and they're used inside the homes, inside the cars, so in very, very enclosed spaces that can affect us and our small children much, much easier. They are designed definitely for comfort, all those fragrances and all those care products, because they're cost effective and convenient, but not for health and wellness, definitely. So how those fragrances causing harm, synthetic chemicals on the fragrance list have been shown to really cause huge effect on a human body and immune system. Any of the problems like allergies, asthma, health problems like allergies, asthma, migraines, or headaches, or depression, especially caused and could be affected with different fragrances and different additives in those house cleaning products that we use every day. Especially to people who are really sensitive on those scents. Some people have a very high sensitivity, and some children especially, on those high scents and smells. And those chemical blends could be cocktail really of toxins, and can really increase incidences of depression and panic attacks in children and adults. So how to avoid those toxins and support immune system? When dealing with this toxic exposure and high toxic load every day, the first step is to avoid as much as possible what we can avoid. So reduce those sources of conventional, convenient household cleaners and personal care products, and replace them for the ones that are produced from natural ingredients, from essential oils. So from just use water, white vinegar, and baking soda for cleaning as a cleaning product in your household. So avoiding basically conventional cleaning and personal care products and replacing them with natural alternatives is the best first choice and best first step to reduce your chemical load onto your household and on your family and your children. Also, drinking sufficient amount of water for helping your body to cleanse and get rid of those toxins, but of course we have to make sure that we are drinking properly filtered water to get rid of those chemicals and those heavy metals in our drinking water also. Investigating if there is any hidden mold in your houses and that might affect your children and might affect the behavioral changes that you're noticing in your child. Choosing organically, locally produced foods that we will talk more about in depth tomorrow. And once we've done all of that, then you want to focus on opening up your detoxification pathways for your child's body and for yourself, and those elimination pathways to be free to get rid of the toxins. And our primary drainage pathways are from the lungs, skin, kidneys, and colon. So what we need really to do is to enhance our respiration by maybe exercise every day, enhance our perspiration, again, exercise or saunas, increase defecation and urination system. So everything to go smoothly and balanced in the body to eliminate as much as possible the toxin that we are exposed every day. Same goes for your kids. So if you need help and you need answers in regards to that detoxification process for your kids and for yourself, you can ask natural health practitioner for advice and support. So definitely let's finish and round up this today and recap that what we learned today is that most of the household cleaners we use are toxic and can cause hormone disruption, can cause affect our body chemistry, can trigger anxieties and other mental health issues in our children and in whole family. Same goes for the personal care products. Your skin is your body's largest organ and readily absorbs just about everything what you put on your skin. So just think like this: if you don't wanna eat your moisturizer, don't put it on your skin. So if you read ingredients list and you think, oh my god, I never would put this in moisturizer in my mouth and eat it, then don't put it on your skin. That's the same, absolutely same like you're eating. Also, here there are plenty of options for today for natural, non-toxic household cleaning products and personal care products. So do your own research, find which one suits you the best, and if you need more help and more information, just ask your naturopath for guidance. Tomorrow we will be covering about how fast convenient foods that we are all consuming and all feeding our children with today, influencing the vitamin and mineral deficiencies, food intolerances and mental health issues in our children, in our families. So stay tuned, and thank you very much for listening today again, and drop down any questions if you have, or message me directly, and take care, and I will see you tomorrow, and let's talk about food tomorrow. Bye bye.